But it's pretty muggy out there. Sun's now just coming up over the horizon. Here in the Pinpoint Forecast Center, we are looking at actually a system trying to form in the tropics. We do have high pressure over top of us and an old front kind of sitting here in the eastern part of the Gulf. But as you'll see right now, we are talking about, again, the release continuing here. That's kind of working its way toward Puerto Rico, just a rain event for them. Right now, we're live on Highway 25 between Covington and Folsom, and you can see some wildlife agents here. The newest one now, a new tornado warning just issued. This one's for coming off Lake Pontchartrain to Lacombe. Kind of showing you where the bullseye is right near the Greensburg area, but heavy rain from Centerville all the way to Livingston Parish, much of the North Shore.
They're counting on you to bring back a shoe tonight.
I will try to bring you guys one of those awesome shoes this evening. Most of the West Fork of the San Jacinto River is actually impacted by the local creeks. Take a look here. We are looking at a near record high temperature. Record's 93 degrees set back in 2005. We'll come close to that. Our thermometer is currently saying about 54, 55 degrees out there, and that's not too bad, but when you factor in the wind, it feels like the 40s. And I highly recommend having a nice warm jacket. Meteorologist Dave Nussbaum here in the Pinpoint Forecast Center. We are looking at actually a system trying to form in the tropics, not going to be affecting us here in Louisiana, but it is off the coast of Florida. Take a look here. Area of low pressure not too far from Fort Lauderdale, trying to form. Hurricane Center giving it a 60% chance of developing, and if it does, here's where it may end up. According to the forecast model plots, you can see the spaghetti models want to take it there off the Florida coastline to South Carolina coast, and kind of work its way anywhere from Charleston to Myrtle Beach, heading on into Wilmington, North Carolina, maybe toward the outer banks if not going inland to North Carolina. But notice how the models are all kind of spread apart. That means there's a lot of uncertainty with it, but the general trend you can see kind of curving toward the Carolinas and then up the eastern seaboard. Now, is it unusual to get a system in the month of May? Not really. We've actually had 6 of them since 2005. And you can see right now we do have a couple of them, most of them really forming here off the eastern seaboard. And right now, here's where Invest 90L, the current one we're looking at, is. So it's right in that same area. Now, if Invest 90L does become a subtropical or tropical system, it would get the name Anna. That's the first one of the 2015 hurricane season. So nonetheless, we'll keep an eye on it. This could be a hybrid type storm where it's part tropical, part not tropical, and that's very typical to see during the month of May. But hey, we'll keep you informed here in the Pinpoint Forecast Center. And as always, download our Weathercaster app to get more weather information any time of the day. That's right. Beautiful weather this morning. Clear skies here up on the roof of Channel 4. And you can see a nice shot of the city here with the clear conditions, but it's pretty muggy out there. Sun's now just coming up over the horizon. Due east, the sun rises today on the autumnal equinox and sets due west. So we're looking at that this morning. If you're going to be heading out and about today, no problems. Just for the morning, could see possibly maybe 1 or 2 showers later this afternoon, but it's going to be a hot and humid day today. We are looking at temperatures climbing to 94 degrees. Feel like temperatures about 100 degrees or so. So much for feeling like fall on this first day of fall. We'll talk more about what we can expect for your upcoming weekend here in just a little bit. Right now, let's send it back inside to the news desk. Of course, the big story for the day today is all the heavy rain. Now, for us here in the CBD, you're like, Dave, it's not that bad out there. Well, it really isn't. We're getting some rain here, but this is manageable rain, light to moderate rain. Very heavy rain here across part of the North Shore. Kind of missing the I-12 corridor immediate area. It's just north of there, back to northern Tangipahoa, and then into Baton Rouge, where things are really starting to go downhill. Do not try to travel to Baton Rouge today. Already heard from the state police, I-110, Governor's Mansion curve up there, which always floods anytime it rains, is underwater already out there, too. Other places up near Baton Rouge, Acadian Thruway, Blue Bonnet Boulevard, also probably underwater too. Other areas underwater are across northern Tangipahoa Parish and St. Helena Parish. Again, St. Helena is just outside our viewing area, but from Greensburg to Liverpool back to Montpelier, heavy rain, water getting into businesses, and also a lot of the state roads are flooded there as well too. Up toward Liverpool, where the Tickfaw River is there, record levels on the Tickfaw River, and it's still raining. So we're going to continue to see incredible flooding across part of those areas. Kentwood area back to Tangipahoa, heavy rain continues to fall here. Also will influence the Tangipahoa River up there too, with the terrain being a little hillier up here. You're getting all that runoff and going down, of course, all the way down the Tangipahoa River to Robert, which should see some flooding by the weekend. Looks like could get to 20.5 feet, so keep that in mind. Also, I-55, we're seeing it. Tamika's going to have an update here, but parts of it are open now, but still water on the roadway. US 51, all the local roads there as well, too. Kind of showing you where the bullseye is right near the Greensburg area, but heavy rain from Centerville all the way to Livingston Parish, much of the North Shore plagued with all this heavy rain. Washington Parish also getting some pretty good downpours here. Boca Chica River River up near Franklinton. Should have levels climbing up there as well, too, above flood stage as we get into the weekend as well. Not as bad as what we saw back in March so far. That's the way things are looking, but we'll watch that closely. Covington area, some moderate rain. The rest of the region here along I-12, again, it's raining, but it's not as bad as it is to your north, so things are more manageable here for you guys. Flash flood warnings continue here for areas along north of I-12 through the Baton Rouge area. This goes until 1 o'clock this afternoon. Here, moderate rain, again, manageable. Could see some street flooding issues here, but not near as heavy as what we're seeing on the North Shore from Kenner, Metairie through the CBD back into Chalmette. Still looking at some wet roads there. Downtown CBD, some lighter rain for those heading to work, but overall, though, again, still manageable rain for us down here on the South Shore, but we still have a flood advisory until 9:30 this morning for most of those areas as they continue with that flash flood watch through now 7 a.m. Saturday. Rainfall totals around 7 to 10 inches. We can see an additional 3 to 6 before the day is said and done. And right where that high risk is, that's where we could see the greatest chance of seeing flash flooding as we go throughout the next, say, 24 hours. Thanks, Carl. Right now we're live on Highway 25 between Covington and Folsom, and you can see some wildlife agents here with some boats now coming on in. The Bogafalaya River is just on the other side here, the eastern side of Highway 25. It continues to rise at Folsom and just up the way there. It's around 62 feet, a record level, and expected to get to 19 feet in Covington. That means some parts of Covington could be underwater tonight and into tomorrow morning. More specifically, water will likely flood most areas between Highway 190 and Highway 21, including here Highway 25, overtopping the Boston Street Bridge, the 190 bridge, possibly into areas just along the river in downtown Covington, but most of the city could be okay from that, into homes that are just immediately along the river, Bogafalaya Park, as well as along the Abita River, between the Abita River, right along the Abita River up to Highway 90, and down to I-12, where it meets the Chafuncta River, and at that point we could see even more flooding down there. We do have a flash flood emergency, something you don't hear very often for Western St. Tammany Parish, including this area with the rising waters here. And it looks like we actually have some river rescues trying to go on down the way here. If you don't have to drive on the roads, please do not drive through flooded roadways. We tell you that over and over and over again. It only takes like 2 feet of water to float a car. So if your car's too small, your car's not up high enough, it would float away immediately with a strong current. So again, avoid this area, Highway 25. The water is going over the roadway here, even back down toward Covington. We'll have more updates on this throughout the rest of the evening. Live here on Highway 25, meteorologist Dave Nussbaum. Let's go back to you guys down in New Orleans.
This one's heading toward the North Shore and possibly over toward Madisonville and Mandeville. We have a tornado warning on that one. Also down near the LaPlace area, some strong storms working their way through that area as well, too. Here's the bigger picture right now. We're showing that line of storms. Remember, we're talking about the squall line coming through around 5 o'clock. Well, it's starting to line up here. You can kind of see here at an angle, working its way here from Mississippi back down to about Morgan City. We now have a new tornado warning now just out for St. Tammany Parish till 5 o'clock. So that's for another 26 minutes here. Possible tornado located near or close to Madisonville, south of Covington. Also, we have another tornado warning just now coming up for St. John the Baptist. This possible tornado is located near LaPlace. So we had a confirmed tornado over LaPlace. This was at 4:39, so 1 minute ago. Again, from St. John the Baptist Parish there. Confirmed tornado located over LaPlace, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour with this storm. So again, LaPlace area, St. John the Baptist, of course, want to take shelter immediately in these areas back over toward Frenier. The storm again working its way to the north. And you can see there likely is where the tornado is, right there, right about the intersection here of I-10 and 55. Right there, I-10 and 55. There is our live camera shot there of that location. So these two supercell thunderstorms, they have not weakened too much. They're kind of what's called cycling, where they show some rotation, then they weaken, show some more rotation again, weaken again. But we do have two distinct hook echoes on them. That circulation has now moved onshore. So now we're looking right in through here near Madisonville. Again, you want to be in your secure home under a staircase, in an interior bathroom or closet away from windows, because we are talking about, again, possible tornado working its way right through the Madisonville area, about to cross LA 22, heading up toward I-12, and then possibly there into the Covington, Abita Springs area. Here we go. Here's a picture of some damage. Okay, this is Laplace. Again, we're looking at tornado in Laplace from Indigo Lake subdivision there. You can see some damage to the rooftops. So again, we do have damage here from this one. This is fairly well-built homes, it looks like, too, with some of the roofs there ripped, damaged. Again, so this is pretty impressive what we're seeing there from that storm now over Lake Pontchartrain. So this was a quickly tornado developed, worked its way across 1055, now into Lake Pontchartrain, and definitely still watching that one as well too. Here's another one. This is from rain in Madisonville. Okay, lightning just taken out the radar site in Slidell. Well, that is not very good. That means we don't have the lightning or radar data. So hopefully that comes back. I do have another option. I can switch to the terminal radar, which is down at the airport, so we still can see all this as we go on into the rest of the hour. So for those in the North Shore, definitely want to stay in. We still have those tornado watches in effect as well, to the PDS tornado watch from New Orleans to the North Shore till 10 o'clock for tonight. We're still keeping an eye on that one, but still going to be watching all these storms here as they work their way across Lake Pontchartrain. Carl?
That's right, John. Great crowd showing up here right now. We have a lot of people expect tonight, primarily because of the weather. It's been a fasting night. Paris Avenue on stage right now. These guys sound pretty good for being seniors in high school and freshmen in college. And we're talking about a great crowd not only today, but expected all weekend as well here in the Metairie area. As we take a look at the forecast for this evening, notice I don't have a jacket on. You may not want one right now, but as we go on into the evening hours, we are expected to see those temperatures fall into the 50s. 16. Great crowds already coming out here listening to the bands. We have Dr. John coming on around 7:15. We do have crew of Excalibur rolling at 7 o'clock, and the crew of Athena rolling right after them at 7:30. So come on out here for a great time this evening. Reporting live from Metairie, meteorologist Dave Nussbaum.